with all of those rookie receivers.
Right.
And a rookie running back, essentially. I know it's a second year, but what? Man, that screams rebuild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually like what they're doing because, I mean, Josh, you can say what you want. At the very best, he's an average NFL receiver who really doesn't have any particular skill set other than a jump ball. They had some guys like Sims. I've been talking to him. Hopefully he's active and hopefully give him a few looks. Sims could take it to the house. Richardson, if he's healthy. The thing is a lot of those guys are nicked up. Richardson gets hurt all the time. McLaurin was hurt for part of the camp. Trey Quinn is hurt last year and part of camp this year, missed some preseason games. But if those guys are healthy, they do have young guys, I think, that can make some plays.
Yeah, if I were the Skins, I would have a lot of free agent wide receivers numbers stored and ready to call, like if guys get nicked up.
Right. I think they're also going with the New England sort of thing where, we don't have to have big name receivers. Right. Now, they have Tom Brady, of course.
Right. I mean, they have Julian Edelman.
But they made him. They made Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman was a nothing. Julian Edelman was a quarterback.
Yeah, Brady makes.
But Brady makes them. Not the same thing.
I mean,
but I think they're looking at the model and they're saying, you know what, we don't necessarily have to have big name guys or guys with huge resumes. We're just going to fit them into our system, and until proven otherwise, it's nothing. But I like this. I agreed with every single one of those that they kept. I agreed with every single one. I'm glad they kept Cam Sims on the practice squad. Maybe if they need a big receiver, they can pull him in. But I think those guys, even though unproven, can be weapons.
And with Steve Sims, I think they look at him and they say, we might have, now this is quite a stretch, like a mini version of like a Tyreek Hill. Like a very poor man's version of Tyreek Hill that needs to be refined. Maybe he has some of that in him.
Well, he could return kicks. I've heard the coaches say he could play all the three spots at receiver.
Right. It's all upside with him where there was clearly none.
And
he's got
burst. I said it, all last week. All you have to do is watch him, and you can see, man, that kid's got a burst. He could take it to the house at any time if a seam opens up.
Here's Gruden on Steven Sims making the team.
Jay, you mentioned keeping Steven Sims. What have you seen from him throughout camp and the preseason? And going back to the Ravens game, how much of a factor was that in your decision-making, his performance in that final preseason game?
Yeah, you always have to count the fact that when the lights turn on, how people sometimes excel. Some people decel a little bit, so to speak. And Steven definitely was one guy that at games, the ability to run after here at practice and even in the game sometimes. I just think that he does something with the ball in his hands that not many people can do. Very explosive. So figure out ways to get him the ball somehow. Just get him acclimated to the offense. He's still learning, as a rookie, but he's doing a good job. And I just think when the ball's in his hands, good things happen.
I'm so surprised that people were really surprised by it because we saw it in camp. People were talking about it in camp. You saw them targeting him. Every game he was targeted. He didn't necessarily make plays every time, but they were targeting him in the games. It was a no-brainer to me. I thought it was a no-brainer.
I wasn't necessarily surprised they kept him. I thought he would have been the seventh receiver kept because I thought Doxson would have stayed. That kind of surprised me.
I am surprised they cut Doxson.
I don't hate the move. It just surprised me that they cut him.
By them not playing him in the fourth preseason game, but now in hindsight, they said they didn't play him because they didn't want to hurt him. They wanted to try to trade him. So I felt kind of bad for him because he didn't get a chance to at least show one last time. But ultimately, it's going to work out for Josh. He'll be in Minnesota. Fresh start. Kirk obviously likes him.
He'll be out of the league in 2 years.
But yeah, who cares? At least he gets another shot.
Impactful there.
It'll be
much like I
shot.
think Steven Sims for the most part and Robert Davis. Nice stories. They're not going to be impactful for this team. The big chip
Whoa,
big chip
slow
to
down.
me.
Steven Sims could be a player. I don't know why you.
I'm going to bet that he's not going to have more than 20 catches. Anyway,
I won't bet that, but I'll bet that he's still in the league in 3 years.
Okay, that's not what I said. I just he's not going to be that impactful.
We'll see.
Because the fourth, fifth, sixth receivers
he might be impactful
aren't.
in the return game, and he might be better than that. But when Trey Quinn gets hurt in the second game,
that's possible,
which will happen because he gets hurt all the time.
Then that's your new slot guy.
Then you're going to watch and you're going to
coach
see
him up in the slot.
It's possible. Yeah. The big chip though in the offense beyond Darius Geis, clearly they're going to run the offense through guys. And we have from him.
Yeah, another one.
McLaurin.
Another one when he gets hurt. That'll be an opportunity
They
for
just
Sims.
They decided that they did have Doxson running with the ones apparently all of training camp, but we heard the whispers that they want McLaurin to be that guy. Well, McLaurin's going to be the guy. We haven't seen any of him in the preseason. Obviously, good college resume, was drafted high. What do we expect from Terry McLaurin?
I don't know. You know whose resume trounces his? Steven Sims Jr. Look at their resumes in college. It just The thing is I love McLaurin. Let's see if he can stay healthy. I have my doubts.
Yeah, okay,
I don't think Paul Richardson can stay healthy.
But that's unfair because McLaurin is on just a stacked
fair
team.
enough. Not going to argue that point.
I mean, they had great running backs. They had great receivers.
But
Sims
let's see if he can stay healthy. He couldn't even stay healthy in
You
camp.
killed me when I said that about Darius Geis.
I don't remember. I'm sure. We all argue whatever we argue.
Say he's potentially injury prone.
Okay.
Because he'd had injuries.
Okay.
What's
we'll see.
McLaurin missed?
Well,
Preseason?
He missed every
There's
game.
just
Play one play.
There's just a lot of
Well,
question
Geis
marks.
missed time in college, and he missed an entire year of the pros. So
Yeah,
I agree.
You have
Hey,
to be
maybe
worried.
I'm wrong on Geis. Maybe Geis is injury prone.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
I know
He's
Paul
gonna do-
Richardson is. I know Trey Quinn appears to be. And McLaurin, so he's only been here for a week, and they can't get him on the field.
Well, that's your 1, 2,
And
3.
we're not even talking about
Right. So that's why I think there's going to be
And
opportunity
what about
for Sims.
Jordan Reed?
Yeah, one of the key cogs
Jordan
of
Reed
the
always
offense.
hurts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I
He's at
think
100 concussions.
that's why I think a guy like Sims is going to get opportunity.
Well, that's why I think this year, if we redo our picks,
Mhm.
I may go under my 6 and 10 prediction